Hi everyone, so I finally got my volume 63 of One Piece today. The volume came out 3 weeks ago. Due to some shipping problems, it got to me just now. So anyway, let's talk about this volume. So before I go on to it, I'll just talk about the end of volume 62. At the end, Luffy convinced the Mermaid Princess Shirahoshi, to leave the tower in which she was kept for 10 years for her own protection against Vanderdecken, who had the Devil Fruit ability. So yeah, that's what happens at the end, as you see here. They just leave the castle. Quite a lot of people shocked by it, especially Brook, as you see. Anyway, we're here to talk about volume 63. So on the front cover we see the Mermaid Princess in the center, Princess Shirahoshi. On the left we have Queen Otohime, the princess's mother. We find more information about her in this volume, in the flashbacks. Also in the flashbacks we also learn more about the adventurer and the captain of some pirates, Fisher Tiger. At the bottom you see Luffy and Zoro, and the shark Megalo. Yeah, so when I first received this, I was kind of disappointed in the front cover. Obviously the front cover came out quite a while ago and it's been spread all over the internet, but I tried to not have a look at it. So when I actually first saw this, I was a bit disappointed, because compared to the previous volume and the volume before that, 61, this cover is just not as interesting, you could say, as these volumes 62 and 61. But I was quite surprised when I actually took this jacket off, because underneath it's completely different. I actually like the style, and I actually hope Oda Sensei actually continues with this, because it's quite different and it's quite interesting. Anyway, so let's put this aside. So here you see the princess within Megalo leaving the tower. This is how she was when they left the tower. Luffy on top, protecting both of them. Well, obviously more the princess. On the left again, Queen Otohime, and on the right, Fisher Tiger. At the top, you'll find out what this is within the volume, but now for me to just tell you, it's a monument or a grave or a memorial dedicated to the Queen. Anyway, on the back of this volume there's a message from Oda Sensei. I haven't actually had time to read this. Let's see, this I know. Let's see, my friends, my nakama, basically, don't cry. That doesn't make sense, but I'll have to have a look at that a bit. And this is Genki, we're fine, we're healthy, blah. And this is like Captain Straw Hat Luffy, Mugiwara no Luffy. This bit, yeah. So anyway, let's talk about the volume itself. First page. So this volume contains chapter 615 to 625. I haven't talked about this in the last volume, but now Oda Sensei has started up these cover stories as he did before in some previous volumes, where he talked about Hachi and other people as well. But this one is basically a cover story for which the news of Straw Hat Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates have returned, and it's spreading across the world. And here you see the Dan reading the news, and everyone's so happy. You see this throughout this volume as well as volume 62. So let's flick through this. Yeah, so quite a majority part of this volume is flashbacks of what happened in Fishman Island, Queen Otohime, Fisher Tiger, history of Jinbei, Arlon, and a little bit of Holy Jones and Vanderdecken, of course, and why they're so, what's fueling their anger against humans, and how far they're willing to go. And also the difference, we see a large difference between Arlon and Holdy Jones in this volume. So at the beginning of this volume, you see some of the Straw Hat Pirates left in the palace fighting people within, fighting the fishermen pirates, the new fishermen pirates as they call themselves. And then things happen, and Luffy meets up with Jinbei and Nami and Robin later on, and Jinbei starts talking about why Luffy shouldn't fight Holdy, and then that's when this whole flashback happens. And we actually learn quite a lot. For example, what I think, I'm not sure, but quite a few theories are going around, is that the Queen actually had the Haki observation, but I'm not exactly sure it is, because she actually died from a bullet. If she did have Haki, would she have been able to detect that? Not sure. Another thing we find out in the flashback is that Fisher Tiger, who we all thought was a great hero and adventurer, a pirate, was himself a slave of the nobles, or whatever they're called, Celestial Dragons. Celestial Dragons. And this we find out on his deathbed, and he curses the humans because he felt betrayed after he helped the human find her home. Yeah, so that actually breaks, that's one of the reasons why Arlong really hated humans. He went on a rampage. He was even sent to Impel Downs apparently, and Jinbei became Shishibukai, warlord, and asked the government to release Arlong. And they did. Another thing we find out in the flashback is that the princess has the ability to summon Sea Kings, and Vanderdecken wants to use this ability, Holdy Jones fears this ability, and so some want to kill her, some wants to, Vanderdecken wants to marry her for her power, but later on Vanderdecken thinks that Shirahoshi is cheating on him with Luffy. But Shirahoshi tells Vanderdecken to his face that he's not her type, which is actually kind of funny considering that he tried to kill her. So yeah, so now Vanderdecken is really trying to kill her now, out for her blood. And this volume ends with the death of the Queen, and the Queen last words, well, obviously the last words from her mother is that she loves them, but she also tells the princes to look after Shirahoshi, knowing that she has the ability to destroy Fishman Island, and that's where it ends. So yeah, it's a very interesting volume, but the next volume will be packed with action, because the chapters that have recently come out are just astonishing, really. The new moves that each of these characters have now, and it's just incredible. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe.